This video is to show you an example of how you can get bees to make propolis very quickly. I've done this for several years in a row now. I'm very impressed. If I were someone collecting propolis, I would have an unlimited amount of propolis from this. You will definitely want to go ahead and put this up now. It's the summer time. You'd want to put it up spring, whenever. The earlier you get it up, the better. The bees will propolis over the rows that they're raising brood in. So just looking at this, you sort of already know exactly which frames that they're raising brood on. Another great benefit of this is that you almost don't even need a hive tool to maneuver things. It peels off very easily. Before winter, what I will do, as it gets closer, or just maybe towards the fall, I'll just cut it right about there, right along this line, and then also just right along. It's missing a frame, but imagine if the frame was there, I'll just cut right along there, so the bees can travel up through the walls. They can still have access, and there are a few holes in here that they can use. You really don't want to make big holes, like right here I think is one, and that allows them to come up and sort of patrol. I can't speak high enough about window screen. I don't have small hive beetles, and this hive is in the shade, and we are in the small hive beetle capital of the world, and the only thing that I could attribute it to is this. You will, if your window screen doesn't have holes in it, you will open it up, and sometimes you'll see small hive beetles climbing along here like they came in some type of gap up top, but they can't get to the bees if there's no holes or gaps. And if you leave a little space, the bees will kind of patrol there. They'll trap them between right here along the frame, and it's really easy to go squish them. But I don't have any. Maybe early spring I had a few, but I mean for the last couple months I just haven't seen any small hive beetles, and I didn't have a problem with them last year. And I always hear that it doesn't matter if the colony's weak or strong. It has something to do with this and the upper access. In the winter, the benefit of this, if you have condensation issues, the bees propolis over where they're raising larvae and brood. It's there to absorb moisture, help them regulate the temperature, the humidity. It's like an incubator down there. They're not going to propolis over where they have honey or nectar evaporating. So that's what tells me this is definitely related to temperature, moisture, and keeping that incubator piece. I know that the big craze is that it's the bees' pharmaceutical, their medicine cabinet, and that might be the case. However, I can assure you from having done this for several years that the bees will propolis heavily over the frames that they are raising brood, and very little over the frames that have capped honey. So if you're trying to get them to fill out a whole screen, you're going to have to rotate the brood through. And there's space above this. Like if you put like an inner cover and there's like maybe an inch or two of space between the screen and the next layer up, they're going to propolis it to retain that heat and humidity. And I don't get those mold and mildew issues on the inner cover anymore, because this is like a sponge. It absorbs moisture. So if you've got moisture issues, or the bees need a roof in the winter, and you're afraid that your bees might be rained down on moisture from the top, this will definitely keep them from getting rained on. And the screen also helps provide another layer because it's so small. It's like the bees love it. You could hang a piece of this, and it's like a hamster with a wheel. They love window screen. They love to walk on it, explore it. It's like being a toddler in a McDonald's playland. It's just their thing. Well, take care. Have a great day. Let me know what you think.